welcome to my Thor, Love and Thunder first reaction, review, thoughts, and ASMR Reiki. Yeah, I'm Deandra Reviews, 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 Deandra Reviews. Check out DeandraReviewItAll.com where I review entertainment for the light it gives. And we're starting this Thor, Love, and Thunder ASMR Reiki edition with my Sagrado Corazón, my Sacred Heart. It means a lot to me. I use this with heart chakras when I do Reiki sessions to kind of just scrape out all those murky feelings and just put in love. And I think it's no secret that in the trailers this is about Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, who steals the show. She really is the heart of this film as just swiping through. She's the absolute heart of this film as Jane Foster. And I always liked the character, but I never felt that they did her any justice. Like, it was hard for her not to be a damsel, despite how intelligent she was and despite elaborating that. And this was the first film where I think she just shined so beautifully as a character. And she, a lot of the spoilers that I read were true, so I won't mention them, but I think her role as Lady Thor, as Mighty Thor, is just so powerful, because what the movie is really about is how love, we don't give in to love just because we fear losing it, and reaching these moments when we're older and we're wiser, or perhaps when life gets tougher, and thinking to ourselves, my God, what an idiot I was to let go of love. Like, if I'm eventually going to experience loss no matter what, if I'm eventually going to have a bad time no matter what, then why the heck didn't I let myself have a loving time, a lovely time? Why did I let go of people who made me feel great just because I feared the day when they wouldn't be there, or I feared this day that they would stop loving me, and in a way I manifested it. And I thought that was such a powerful lesson, because I've been reviewing a lot of shows lately. Westworld is another one that's coming up. Only Murders in the Building, Gordita Chronicles, Umbrella Academy, and all of them in some ways are bringing up the choice of happiness, the choice of love, and whether we let ambitions, power, trauma block us from staying present enough to just enjoy ourselves. Is it the fear of losing joy that blocks us from even having it? And I think that through this love story that happens between, this rekindled love story that happens between Jane and Thor, we kind of realize how silly we are and not letting ourselves be goofy with someone. They really are. Out of all the films I've seen of Thor, first of all, this is Thor 4. I totally forgot about it, because the first two, different directors, and they feel totally different in tone versus Taika Waititi's versions, Ragnarok, Thor, Love and Thunder, which are so bright and so colorful. They almost feel like he's the beginning of Thor, in a way. Like, I feel like this is Thor 2, technically, or Thor 3, not Thor 4, because he's just added a totally different aesthetic and meaning to this character through his direction and writing. And this felt like a very episodic, like this is a Thor adventure, and I can't wait for Thor 5, like I really can't. And it's because of this goofiness that he displays in terms of humanity. If you haven't seen Our Flag Means Death, I will do an ASMR Reiki about it just to get you to watch it, because it's one of my favorite shows. It is so beautiful in how it speaks to love. And I think this movie is as well. I just fell completely in love with what it said about love, and in some ways about faith. There's no hiding. Gore, the God Butcher, is in it. I think Christian Bale gives total WandaVision vibes, just this kind of a man who really moves in grief, and instead of rebuilding his life is just constantly mourning the loss of his life. And the movie just has a lot of religious themes, particularly about faith, and how much it's ironic because now that I'm thinking about it, I think on one hand it talks about how this is a 7 chakra wand with celestite, all to clear you out and impose you with dreams, because this is a really dreamy film. It's really colorful, it's really beautiful, and it's all about how we visualize for ourselves. We let go of love because we already visualize it ending, but we clutch on to faith because we don't visualize ourselves beginning, visualize ourselves doing something for ourselves. And I think that when we meet Gore, he's so, it's all about faith and the disappointment at always praying and always wishing and always dreaming that God or whatever your God will show up and protect you. And when they don't, or when you have something really bad for you happen to you, either having this complete existential crisis and renouncing your faith, or clutching to it more and thinking that you did something wrong. And what does it mean to build your life for yourself? And do you use believing in someone else or something else, like the loss of a loved one or like God, to avoid building you and doing what you want? Is your fear really an excuse for your cowardice? And then are you just trying to find an excuse for why you don't try for you? It's almost the spiritual laziness that I think the film approaches. I'm just going to do, because I really want you to I'm cleansing you with this 7 chakra wand, but I really want you to dream. Because I think this movie is in its own way, even via Gore and the God Butcher, it is about dreaming. I think Christian Bale is really good. I wasn't surprised that he was good. I was surprised how emotional the role was. And how emotional the film was, because you laugh a lot. It's a really funny film. It's really eclectic and unique, and definitely a standout in Marvel. I believe we're in phase 3, but I think it's a standout as a Marvel film just because of its colorfulness and its silliness, and how it uses silliness to say some really deep things about humanity, like its discussion of faith, and kind of using either your over faith or your lack of faith as a crux for why you don't do anything for you, for why you live your life according to others or according to your fears, and not just be happy. And the guilt of that, and how that guilt, like with Gore, can make you go crazy, can make you become a God butcher, or like with Thor, can make you redeem yourself and go out and try to rekindle old loves and try to accept your new life and your new chapter. So overall, this film was like a 10 out of 10 for me. I really, really loved it. And if you've seen my Gordita Chronicles ASMR Reiki, then you know that I'm a really big fan. I want to put like some swimming noises, like just let the water clear you. Because if you've seen my Gordita Chronicles ASMR Reiki, I'm a really big fan of positivity, because it's something that I've always struggled with, and it's something that I want, and I'm just fascinated by when someone teaches me, and it's not through suffering or pain or trauma or tragedy. I feel like so much of my own life I've had to learn through hardships and through this idea that, only like pain is cleansing and clearing, love is pain, beauty is pain. We hear that so often. And I love when movies or songs just teach me, no, love is love, pain is pain. And you either live your life in love or you live your life in pain. But make no mistake that they challenge each other. If you choose to live your life in pain, you will find love challenges it, like it did with Thor and Jane. And the movie just makes that really clear. These two people are meant for each other. They loved each other. They were good to each other. And the fear of pain and the pain of each other's loss is what blocked that love. Or you could live your life in love and see pain as just a challenger of that, and say, no, we're going to try again. We're going to become Thors, and we're going to become powerful, and we're going to end villains, and we're going to enjoy each other. And whatever pain comes, let it come, because we're making sure love stays. And I think that's great. And Tessa Thompson always kills it as Valkyrie. She's so funny. And Korg is hilarious. Taika Waititi's Korg. And it's just a funny film. And I was really surprised, especially with Korg and Valkyrie, just how much I enjoyed them as characters. They have no purpose beyond we help Thor, and we're just like dealing with our own existential crisis. And I think it's so rare to see secondary characters kind of stand out a little bit on their own and have some depth for themselves beyond the characters they're helping. So it was really nice to see that, and a testament to Taika's writing. So this is diopside. This is for royalty to feel prosperous, to feel good. Really to feel abundant. And I think ultimately when you wrap this movie in a bow, this is about choosing to feel abundant despite inevitable loss versus choosing to feel loss despite inevitable abundance. Like whether Thor and Jane may have let each other go, but they did have love, and that love lingered enough for them to want it again. And the same thing with the God Butcher in some ways, We all know love, and it's that inability, for however much we grieve it and we make bad choices because of the loss of it, it's because we had it that we can't get rid of it, and we can't stop seeking it. Oh my God, this stone is so powerful. I love it. And I want you to remember that you had love, you felt love, you've been in love, you are love, and that's why you grieve it. You can't get rid of that feeling of love. So instead, choose to rebuild it. Choose to rebuild yourself. Choose to live an adventure. Choose to start again. I love that. And this is an adventure. I can't go too much into it because this is like, social media, and this is an ASMR Reiki video, but maybe I'll do another one that's more spoilery and more of review. I kept it pretty general, but this is a great movie, and I know people will love it, and I think it will be one of people's favorites, especially because it is... So often you hear people say, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man and Chris Evans is Captain America. And it's really hard to visualize anybody taking up those mantles or not doing it like kind of like a side, like that's not really Iron Man. That's Iron Man. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say is that I don't think people appreciate Chris Hemsworth as much as Thor, or really see. There's always this feeling of like, maybe somebody else could be Thor. I don't know how to explain it. But like this movie solidified, he is Thor. Like he's the one and only Thor, and he reaches that level of like Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. And it's like, I can't, after this movie, visualize anybody having that essence, And even the Guardians of Galaxy, Chris Pratt is just so funny, and he's so tender. And I think that this movie is really tender, and it stands out amongst all the films that have come out from Marvel, but also the films that have come out recently. Like even Spider-Man No Way Home was a fantastic, epic movie with great messages. But this one, it was sad. It was a sad film, and this film is happy. And even if it gets sad, it's only to learn how to be happy again. So I hope you check it out. It comes out July 8th, and it's worth it. Just cleansing you. And please subscribe and tell me what movies you'd like me to review, TV shows that you would like me to do ASMR Reiki on, and anything you like, any themes. It seems like this Reiki is for joy. Yeah, I hope that's what people get from this. Joy. Yeah. And love.